Olá, boa noite, pessoal. Sejam todos bem-vindos ao canal da JPMG Online. Meu nome é Valber, eu sou um dos professores aqui da equipe da JPI Idiomas. O conteúdo que eu vou ministrar hoje são algumas dicas, todas elas utilizando a metodologia JPI Idiomas. Okay? Daqui a um minutinho eu vou estar passando já algumas dicas em inglês para vocês, tá bom? Estou só fazendo algumas configurações finais da live. Pronto. Para os alunos JPI Idiomas, os alunos já sabem de algumas informações que eu vou passar aqui. Nós teremos, a partir dessa semana, lives nas quartas-feiras e a partir da próxima semana, também nas sextas-feiras. Como essa sexta-feira agora é 1º de maio, é feriado, então não teremos live nessa semana. Mas, a partir da próxima semana, quartas e sextas, nesse horário, 19 horas, já teremos as 2 lives semanais, tá bom? Então, essas lives das quartas-feiras, assim como foi passado para os alunos da JPI Idiomas, elas vão ser com um conteúdo um pouco mais básico. Então, nós teremos conteúdos diversos, sempre trazendo tópicos que são novidade, mesmo para aqueles que já estão em níveis um pouco mais avançados. Mas a linguagem que eu vou utilizar para abordar cada ponto desse vai ser uma linguagem bem simples, de forma que mesmo os alunos que estejam ainda para concluir o nível 1 já vão conseguir compreender tudo aquilo que eu quero transmitir, tá bom? Então, o objetivo dessa aula é fazer com que vocês, alunos, e também aqueles que estão nos visitando aqui na nossa live, tenham um pouco de prática de situações que não são tão comuns. Os alunos, às vezes, conseguem abordar um certo conteúdo de uma forma natural, com alguns vocabulários, mas às vezes precisa de um vocabulário mais extenso para conseguir compreender situações no dia a dia. Então, hoje eu vou tentar utilizar o Simple Present, que é um dos primeiros tópicos que nós abordamos no nosso curso, para explicar alguns verbos que não são tão comuns, que não estudamos nos primeiros níveis do idioma, tá bom? Então, pessoal, caso vocês tenham alguma dúvida, vocês vão colocando aí nos comentários que eu vou ser notificado aqui sobre as dúvidas de vocês e vou sempre estar dando algum tipo de retorno. Estou vendo aí que o chat já está bem ativo aí. Então, qualquer tipo de dúvida, podem ir anotando aí no chat, tá bom? Que vai ter uma pessoa para ficar filtrando as dúvidas e me passando. E em alguns momentos eu vou tirar essas dúvidas de vocês aqui. Vamos lá. Estou vendo aí que já tem vários alunos acessando aí. Aproveite, pessoal, para compartilhar essa live. Vai ser um momento muito legal para pessoas que não são da JPI também conhecer um pouco de como funciona a nossa metodologia. Vocês que já são alunos, graças a Deus a nossa aceitação, a alegria dos alunos pela nossa metodologia já é bastante grande. E nesse momento agora é a oportunidade de seus colegas também conhecer um pouquinho de como funciona a metodologia JPI Idiomas, ok? Então podem compartilhar à vontade que essa live é aberta, tá bom? Vamos lá. Bom, então, começando aqui, já passando algumas dicas, eu vou abordar esse tema, pessoal, de hoje, quase que 100% em inglês. Então, os alunos que já estão num certo nível do primeiro módulo, eles já vão ser capazes de compreender quase que toda a aula, totalmente em inglês. Em alguns momentos que eu perceber que alguma frase, algum verbo pode causar algum tipo de dúvida para os alunos mais iniciantes, aí eu vou recorrer, talvez, em alguns momentos, para o português, mas essas aulas vão ser sempre ministradas como nós ministramos na JPI, totalmente em inglês, usando o inglês como ferramenta número 1 de comunicação, ok? So, we use the simple present to talk about routine, our daily routine. You may remember routine is what we do every single day. Okay, so we get up, we brush our teeth, we take a shower. Okay, so we use this verb tense, the simple present, to talk about routines. So here I have a verb here which we usually don't use a lot this verb in the classrooms, okay? But water, we drink water, right? But water in English is also a verb. So I can conjugate the verb water, okay? So here, for example, in this photo, you can see I water the plants in the morning. In the simple present, if you study on level 2, level 3, level 4, you already know. But if you are on the first level, you are going to study it in the next weeks at JPI, okay? So in the simple present, in affirmative, we use an S, sometimes ES or IES after the verb in the third person singular, he, she, and it, okay? So, I water the plants, but let me use it with another verb, the verb get up, for example. I get up at 6 a.m. So, I get up, you get up, he, she, or it gets up. That's the conjugation of the verb in the simple present, okay? So the plural, we, you, and they in the plural, it's the same conjugation, the base form. Okay, so for I, you, we, you in the plural, and they, we use the base form of the verb. With he, she, and it, we use for this verb the s here. Okay, so he, she, or it waters the plants in the morning. So this is the basic rule for the affirmative verbs. A verb in an affirmative statement, ok? Após explicar essa regra gramatical, muitos de vocês talvez já saibam isso aí de trás para frente, mas eu queria só enfatizar um pouquinho essa regra para os alunos que estão para ver essa regra em algumas semanas, tá bom? Então eu vou falar de forma bem breve sobre essas regras e vou mencionar inúmeros verbos que talvez sejam novos para vocês. Nós não vemos esses verbos nos nossos níveis iniciais, ok? So, the general rule for a verb in the simple present in affirmative statements is to add an S, okay? We put letter S here. So, I work, you work, he, she, it works. Remember, this is only for he, she, and it, okay? É a terceira pessoa do singular, não é isso? The third person in the singular. ou outra palavra qualquer que substitua um desses três pronomes aí. He, for example, I can say my brother, my father, João, okay? She, my sister, my wife, my daughter. It, my city, my country, Brazil, for example, okay? So when I use a verb with the third person, he, she, or it, in the singular, I use as for most verbs. Most, para quem está iniciando aí, é a maioria, ok? For most verbs, we use as, okay? But if the verb ends with letter Y, and before letter Y, we have a consonant. So you have to take off this letter Y. You drop off letter Y, and then you add IES. So studies with IES. But remember, if before letter Y is a vowel, just put letter S. Okay? If before it we have a consonant, so take off letter Y and add IES. Okay? Cry, cry. Remember cry? The babies cry when they are hungry. Okay? Try. Vou explicar sobre esse verbo ainda hoje, tá? Try. I try, you try, he tries, she tries. When verbs ends with sh, ch, x, ss, or o, letter O tem algumas exceções, okay? But for most verbs, when they end with letter O, we add es at the verb, after the verb. So I relax, my brother relaxes. I do, you do, she does. Okay? I watch TV, you watch TV, my son watches TV. And the verb have is an irregular verb. We use has. Okay? I have a car, you have a car, he or she has a car. So now let's take a look on some verbs which are not very common for the first levels. Okay? So here, for example, my puppy. Puppy is a baby dog. Okay? This is a dog. So a baby dog is a puppy in English. Okay? My puppy always goes for my sandals. I think you remember the phrasal verb go for. Go for can have another meaning. I can, for example, let's suppose you play basketball very well. So I can say, hey, you can be a professional basketball player. Go for it. So go for it in another context is when I'm encouraging you to do something. Okay, but here in this example here, go for something or come at something is to attack something. Okay? So go for my sandals or come for my sandal is to attack my sandals. Okay? So you can say, my puppy always comes for my sandals. So um, for my pet, for animals we use it, right? But for my pet, I can use he or she. It's acceptable in English, okay? So for my pet, um, he, I can say my pet attacks my sandal. He bites, okay, my sandals. So attack can be come for or go for, okay? Let's move on to other examples. Sometimes a child acts up just to get attention. So, to act up in this context here is to cause trouble. Trouble is problem. Okay. For you who are in more advanced levels, trouble is in this context here is to misbehave. Okay. So sometimes a child misbehaves just to get attention. So they cause trouble, right? To get their parents' attention. Okay? So to act up is to cause trouble. She usually asks me to speak up. She usually asks me to speak up. So to speak up is to talk more loudly. Okay? If somebody is speaking like this, you can ask that person to speak up. Okay. Oh, and here the focus here is on the simple present. Okay, that's why the verb ask is in blue and speak up is not. It's because here the focus today is to explain new verbs using the simple present. Okay, so the simple present here is highlighted and the verb speak up is not, because here it is in the infinitive form. Okay, and here is the simple present, right? My dog tries to come after my daughter when she goes to school. I think he wants to learn something. So here I want to focus on two verbs. The verb to try. My dog tries to come after my daughter. So to try something is to attempt to do something. Is when you're doing an effort to do something. Okay? So my dog tries to come after my daughter when she goes to school. I think he wants to learn something. Come after here is to follow. My daughter goes to school, so my dog wants to go to school behind her, behind my daughter. Okay? So this is to come after or to go after. Ok? Só lembrando, quem tiver alguma dúvida em algum desses pontos, vá colocando aí no chat, que no final essas perguntas vão ser direcionadas para mim, tá bom? E aí eu vou poder dar uma ênfase, explicar de alguma forma aquilo que você não conseguiu compreender, tá bom? E podem compartilhar aí, pessoal, essa live, ela é aberta para seus amigos, familiares, ok? Next situation. My mom is happy and talkative, but she never brings up topics about politics. So to bring up here is to mention, is to talk about something, ok? Eu estou sendo notificado que a pessoa perguntou sobre o que é attack, não é? Eu não sei se faz, eu só vi agora, não sei se faz um tempinho já. To attack is a cognate, ok? É um cognato. O que é um cognato? Em inglês é um cognate. To attack, toda palavra que em inglês ela parece muito ou é idêntica com a palavra em português, isso nós chamamos de cognato. Em inglês tem dois termos, tem cognate ou true friends, são cognates, ok? Então, um cognato é quando a palavra parece muito com o português e no caso aqui o inglês, ok? Então, attack aí para caso não tenha ficado tão claro é o verbo atacar, ok? Alright. Podem ir escrevendo aí, pessoal. Tá sendo passado para mim aqui as dúvidas que vão surgindo aí, tá certo? My mom is happy and talkative, but she never brings up topics about politics. Politics, esse aqui eu vou traduzir para vocês, porque parece com políticos, não é? Mas na verdade não é. Políticos são politicians, ok? Isso aqui são políticas de forma geral, ok? So, to bring up is to mention, to talk about something, to abord a topic, okay? So my mom is happy and talkative. Talkative is someone who talks a lot, okay? But she never brings up, she never mentions topics related to politics. I never mess around with electricity because I don't understand it. So to mess around is to play. I don't try to fix something in my electric power because I don't know anything about electricity. Okay, so I never mess around with electricity. Mess around is to play, to try to do that thing without understanding about that thing. Ok? Eu vou falar um pouquinho mais lento nos próximos slides. Talvez eu esteja falando um pouquinho rápido para o pessoal de nível 1. Ok? Então, eu vou maneirar um pouquinho na velocidade que eu estou falando. Ok? She always hangs on while he tries to find his keys. So, to hang on is to wait a moment. Okay? She always hangs on while he tries to find his keys. Essa palavra while é uma palavra bem usada já para o pessoal de nível 2 em diante, não é? Para o pessoal que está começando agora, while é enquanto, certo? She always hangs on while he tries to find his keys. To find, guys, is um, imagine you don't know where your pencil is. Okay, so I don't know where my pencil is, so I have to try uh, to find it. Okay, so I look for it, look for my pencil, and then I find my pencil. Oh, it's here. I found my pencil. This is to find. Okay, so she always hangs on while he tries to find his keys. Maybe her husband, maybe her brother, her father. My boss usually brings forth new ideas to our school. So, to bring forth here is to create, to elaborate, ok? Boss, pessoal aí do nível 2 e diante, eu tenho certeza que já entende essa expressão boss. It's like this. I'm a teacher, okay? So in a company, we have a director, right? In a school, we have the principal. The director in a school is the principal, okay? So the principal is my boss. I'm a teacher. The director or the principal is my boss, okay? So my boss usually brings forth new ideas to our school. He usually creates new ideas to our school. Okay? His mom always tells them off when they have arguments. Pela figura aí, dá para ter uma ideia já, não é? To tell off is to speak angrily to someone because they do or have done something wrong. Have done é o present perfect. O pessoal do nível 4 vai ver já esse semestre o present perfect, mas para todos os demais níveis vocês não viram ainda, mas eu não vou focar no present perfect hoje não, tá? Não, não é o nosso foco hoje, eu vou só traduzir aqui. O que a frase está dizendo aqui é to tell off is to speak angrily, okay? To someone because they do Eles fazem ou fizeram algo errado, ok? É isso que a frase está dizendo aqui no present perfect, ok? So you can use this sentence like this. His mom always speaks angrily when they have arguments, okay? My children can always count on me. To count on somebody is to be confident that you can depend on someone. Okay, so maybe you understand the word trust. I trust you. Okay, if I believe in you, so I trust you. Okay, do it. I trust you. Okay, I trust you. So when you trust somebody, you can count on that person. Okay, so my children, my boy and my girl, my son and my daughter, they can always count on me. I'm always here for them. Okay, all right. Um, now I'm gonna explain you the negative form of the simple present. Okay, so the negative form is really simple. Let's take the verb feel like, for example. To feel like, in this context here, is similar to the verb want. Okay? If I say, for example, I don't feel like going out tonight, what I'm trying to say here is that I don't want to go out tonight. That's uh, what I intend. Okay? That's my intention. So we have to use here the auxiliary verbs do and does with the word not. So the full form is do not and does not. Okay, but we only speak like this. We only use the full form to give emphasis on something. If I want to emphasize something, I say like this. I do not feel like going out tonight. So do not is to give emphasis. Okay? But if you're just in an ordinary conversation, in a common conversation, you use it with the contraction. Okay? It's not necessary to use it in the full form. No, it doesn't sound natural in a common conversation. Okay, so we use don't for I, you, we, you, and they, and we use doesn't for he, she, and it. Okay, and remember, for you who are in the first level, he, she, or and it, or any person or thing that replaces these pronouns. Okay, my brother, my father, my sister, and so on. Okay, so uh, you can notice here that the main verb is the most important verb, is the principal verb. Okay, the main verb keeps on the base form. I don't say he doesn't feels like. No, I feel, you feel, he feels. Okay, but in the negative, the auxiliary verb changes, but the main verb doesn't change. Okay, so um, in the plural, we use the same structure as in the singular here with I and you. I don't feel like, you don't feel like, we don't feel like, you don't feel like, they don't feel like. He, she, it doesn't feel like. Okay? So here I want to present you this sentence here, and I'm gonna give you in this first one, I'm gonna give you more time so that you can think. In the next ones, I will give you 5 seconds to think about the sentence, okay? I want you to try to make the negative form here. The verb here is to come up, okay? So I not come up. How can I use the negative form here? Remember, I need an auxiliary verb, right? I don't or I doesn't. I don't come up at parties when I'm not invited. So to come up in this context here is to appear, okay? I don't come up at parties when I'm not invited, okay? And to show up has the same meaning. So come up and show up in this context here, they have the same meaning, okay? So what's the negative form here? I don't show up at parties when I'm not invited. Do you remember invited? It's your birthday, you want to celebrate, and you send me an invitation saying, hey, Valber, come to my party. So you are inviting me to your party, okay? His mom not check out if he really does his homework. His mom not check out if he really does his homework. So his mom doesn't check out if he really does his homework. Um, Homework. If you are in level two, I'm sure you know this. If you are in level one, I'm your teacher, and I say, okay, for next class, you have to do this exercise here. Okay, so this is your homework. It's an exercise that you have to show me the next class. Okay, you have to show your teacher next class. Okay, right. Oh, and check out is to investigate. Okay, to check out is to investigate, right? Paul not pass out an invitation for parties. How can I make the negative form here? Paul doesn't pass out an invitation for parties. So to pass out is to refuse, okay? So he never passes out an invitation for parties. It means that Paul always goes to parties. If you invite Paul to your party, he will show up. He will be there at your party. Okay? That's what it means here. Right. Um, Paul not turn down an invitation for parties. Isabel está perguntando o que é appear, né? Appear, Isabel, ele é um cognato, não é idêntico não, mas appear. Deixa eu voltar um pouquinho aqui. Appear. Show up is to appear. To appear is, imagine it's your birthday today, okay? And you say, hey, Valber, come to my party. So, if I go to your party, if I'm there, if you see me, you can say, hey, you appeared, Valber, you are here. It's because I'm there. I'm at your party. Okay, this is to appear. It's because I go there. I go to your house to celebrate your birthday. Okay, This is to appear, right? Podem ir mandando aí, ok, pessoal, as perguntas. Vocês sabem que professor ama esses momentos assim de trocar ideias, tirar dúvidas. Podem ir perguntando aí no chat, que tem pessoas me passando aqui, tá certo? So, to pass out is to refuse, is to say no, okay? No, I don't go to your party. This is to refuse, okay? So Paul doesn't pass out an invitation for parties. It means that he always goes to parties. To turn down has the same meaning, okay? So to pass out or to turn down is to refuse something. In this context here, it's an invitation, okay? So Paul doesn't turn down any invitation for parties. He not earn a lot of money, okay? So earn, to earn something, in this situation, to earn money is when you work for a company, and at the end of the month, you receive your salary, right? So you earn money, okay? When you get money because you worked for that money, this is to earn money, okay? So he was the negative form. He don't or he doesn't. He doesn't earn a lot of money, okay? A lot, if you are in the first level, a lot is this, is many, a lot, okay? He doesn't earn a lot of money, okay? Oh, and here, he don't pull in or he doesn't pull in. He doesn't pull in a lot of money. It has the same meaning, okay? Um, we use it in different sentences. It's not exactly the same. But in this context here, you can use one or another one, okay? She not go against the laws. She not go against the law. So she don't or she doesn't. She doesn't go against the law. To go against something is to violate something. Okay? Right. Oh, the laws here is this one I'm gonna translate. Okay? The laws here is a lei. Okay? In general. Julia not get on with her schoolwork. Schoolwork is the homework, the projects that you have to do for your school. Okay? So Julia don't or doesn't. Julia is a girl. It's she, right? So Julia doesn't get on with her schoolwork. To get on something is to handle with something, is to deal with something. She has a lot of things, okay? So it's difficult for her to do all the homework. So she doesn't get on with her school homework, okay? Às vezes, pessoal, é uma dica que nós sempre passamos. Alguém perguntou aí, acho que foi a Heloísa, perguntou por que eu usei a Lorov na negativa, não é? A Lorov, Heloísa, é um tipo de... é um coringa, it's a joker, nesse contexto aí de quantidades. A lot of, ele pode ser usado na negativa, interrogativa ou afirmativa, ok? Dependendo do seu nível, você vai ver onde utilizar é, many, onde utilizar much, ok? Mas a lot of, você pode utilizar na afirmativa, negativa ou interrogativa, tá bom? Sim, uma dica que a gente sempre dá em sala de aula para nossos alunos é se você conseguiu compreender o contexto da frase, o significado da frase pelo contexto, você não precisa ir atrás da tradução literal do que é exatamente aquilo ali, ok? Porque é assim que nós aprendemos novos idiomas, é por associações e não por traduções literais, ok? Agora, é claro, se tem uma palavra-chave que não é o foco da aula, mas aquela palavra vai ajudar na compreensão total do que está sendo dito, então não tem nada demais o aluno recorrer à tradução. Até mesmo o professor recorre à tradução quando ele tenta explicar uma vez em inglês, tenta a segunda vez e o aluno está com dúvida ainda, não tem nada demais do professor recorrer à tradução, sem que seja uma ferramenta número um, todas as vezes. Ok? This plant, we have a plant here, right? This plant not hold out 3 days without water. So this plant don't hold out or doesn't. This plant doesn't hold out 3 days without water. Okay? And to hold out here in this context is to survive. Okay? This plant doesn't survive 3 days without water. It doesn't hold out 3 days without water, right? All right. Our last topic today is the interrogative statement, okay, in English, in the simple present. So, to make questions, we use again the auxiliary verbs do or does, the subject, I, you, he, she, it, my brother, my father, my dog, my book, okay, the main verb, and any complement, okay. So again, we use do for I, you, we, do, and they, and does for he, she, and it. Okay. So, do I get away? Do you get away? Does he, she, or it get away from this company? Do we? Do you? Do they? Okay. So, do they want to get away from this apartment? To get away in this context here is to leave, to escape, okay? Sometimes to quit, okay? So, do they want to get away from this apartment? Oh, and here with when you start a question with an auxiliary verb in the simple present, we answer with short in the short form using the auxiliary verb, okay? Vou explicar mais sobre isso daqui a pouquinho. So in this situation here, my answer would be yes, they do, or no, they don't. Okay? Right. Does your internet go off during storms? Storms, guys, is do you know rain? When if you look at the sky and there is water come from the sky, it's because it's raining. Okay, but if there is lightning and thunders, okay, so this is a storm. Okay, so does your internet go off during storms or not? So you can say yes it does or no it doesn't. To go off is to stop working. To stop working. Okay? Do you usually turn out to see the parade on September 7th? So this is a parade, okay? So do you usually turn out to see the parade on September 7th? So to turn out here is to attend. And what's to attend? It's when you go to that place, okay, to see something or for a class in your school, okay? But when you go out to see something out, like a parade, for example, you can use the phrasal verb turn out, okay? Does your sister give up learning math? Does your sister give up learning math? So to give up here is to stop. You um, sometimes it is to say I don't want this. This is to give up. Okay. So does your sister give up learning math? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. Do I have to keep away from your dog? Well, with this dog, maybe yes. Yes, you do. If not, no, you don't. To keep away is to keep distance, to avoid something. Okay? Do I have to keep distance from your dog or not? So, yes, you do, or no, you don't. Do people look for a job on the internet? So, to look for is to search, is to try to find something. Okay? You want a job and you go to the internet to find a job. So this process of trying to find a job for you is to look for. Okay. For example, I don't know where my pencil is. Where is my pencil? Oh, it's here. So I was looking for my pencil, but now I have it here. Okay. This is to look for. Does tip fall for Sue? Um, So to fall for somebody is to suddenly have strong romantic feelings about someone. Okay? So to fall for someone is when you suddenly, guys, is um, when something happens in quickly. You weren't expecting that thing to happen. So this is suddenly. Okay? So, does Steve fall for Sue? Probably yes. Yes, he does. If not, no, he doesn't. Okay? Does she think about yoga? Sorry, does she think about doing yoga? Does she think about doing yoga? So, to think about is to imagine someone or something. Okay? When I think about my children, I'm imagining my children. This is to think about. Okay? Does she think about doing yoga? Probably yes. So, yes, she does. If not, no, she doesn't. Do the girls get along well with each other? And in this context, would be better. Do these girls would be better? Do these girls get along well with each other? So to get along well with somebody is when you have a nice relationship. Okay, is to enjoy, to like each other, is to be friend to each other. Okay, so if, for example, if I have a nice relationship with my brother, I say, hey, my brother and I get along very well, right? So, do these girls get along well with each other? Yes, they do. Or no, they don't. To hang out is to spend time in a place or with someone. So, do you prefer hang out with your family or friends? Do you prefer hang out with your family or friends? So, do you prefer spend time with your family or friends? Okay, all right. And we can use the simple present with question words. You probably know a lot of question words, right? So one of the most common one is what? When we use a question word in the simple present, it comes before the auxiliary verb, ok? Estamos terminando daqui a alguns minutinhos essa live, ok, pessoal? So, what do you do when your car breaks down? So, question word, auxiliary verb, and the subject and the main verb after it, and then any kind of complement. Okay, so to break down in this context here is to stop working. Okay, right. Um, como eu falei antes, às vezes você não entende uma palavrinha no contexto, mas se você entender o contexto do que está sendo dito ali, pessoal, isso que importa. A tradução, ela é uma das maiores inimigas da pessoa que quer se tornar fluente no idioma, ok? Um, what do you put aside your money for? So to put something aside is to save something, okay? What do you uh, what do you put aside your money for? So you put aside your money for what? For doing what? Where do you usually go to wind down after a stressful year? So to wind down is to relax after doing something that made you tired, right? Why don't you show up at the wedding yesterday? Wedding, well, the celebration here, this is a wedding, okay? Wedding. So, um, seria melhor essa frase aqui. Na verdade, ela seria no passado aqui, pessoal. Seria Why didn't you show up at the wedding yesterday? Ok? Então não seria o simple present, mas você poderia perguntar para a pessoa Why don't you usually show up at weddings? Seria uma outra forma de construir essa pergunta aqui. Ok? So to show up is to appear, to be present at weddings. Ok? Alright. Guys, as I said in the beginning, ok. Como eu falei no iniciozinho, pessoal, toda quarta-feira e sextas-feiras nós vamos ter essas lives. Essas lives das quartas-feiras vai ser para um público que tem um inglês mais básico. Então, elas vão ser explicadas dessa forma como eu fiz hoje, com vocabulário novo para grande parte dos alunos, mas trazendo tópicos gramaticais simples. Eu não vou trazer tópicos gramaticais mais complexos para essas lives das quartas-feiras. Já as lives das sextas-feiras vão ser mais, os tópicos vão ser um pouco mais complexos, ok? Eu estou vendo aqui que estamos pertinho já de 8 horas, passou bem rápido, a hora passou que eu mal percebi, não é? Já vai ficando a saudade aí já desse encontro, pessoal. Estou vendo aí que o chat tá bem ativo aí, pessoal no chat. Ok? Muitas surpresas vão vir, pessoal. Nós vamos ter convidados internacionais em algumas das lives que vão vir para frente, ok? Para aqueles que desejam conhecer um pouco mais, pessoal, a respeito do nosso curso, nós vamos deixar o contato na descrição desse vídeo, tá certo? Que vai ficar disponível no canal. Em pouco tempo eu já vou configurar essa descrição, tá bom? Nos inscrevam, pois nós vamos ter um prazer enorme em tirar suas dúvidas a nosso respeito, tá bom? Então, pessoal, é isso aí. Abração para todos vocês. Vejo vocês na próxima semana, ok? I see you next Wednesday. Lembre, essa sexta não tem live porque é feriado. A próxima vai ser comigo também na próxima quarta-feira, ok? Next Wednesday. So, I see you next Wednesday. Goodbye. See you all. E convide pessoas, ok, pessoal, para as próximas lives. Essas lives, por enquanto, vão ser abertas, tá bom? Por tempo indeterminado, ok? Goodbye, everybody. Thank you a lot for being here. See you.